times were hard. We made the best of everything we ever had. And I wish people would do that today. Make the best of what they have. And go back to how it used to be when people would say hello to everybody and speak to people in the street. If the men wore the hats, which I don't think they do now, but if they did, to tip their hat, I know they do in some places, just to say hello. You could make someone's day just by saying hello. A smile as well. It doesn't cost anything to smile and say hello to people. I'm not surprised that you don't say it to the younger generation, because you probably get a mouthful back anyway. We wouldn't have been allowed to do that in our day. Oh no, sorry. Oh no. We would have been punished severely, but we were never that disrespectful. We were brought up properly, you see. I often sit on my veranda in my rocking chair and watch. Listen to the people that are walking by. Some say hello, some don't. I guess all they see is an old man sitting in his chair. I have my dog by my side, and she keeps me company. Anyway, it's been nice to say hello, come by and say hello to you folks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for allowing me.
It's been very nice for you to talk to us.
Thank you. Take care now.
And you. That was really interesting for not getting anything.
I was going to say.
Did you pick up on any of that?
A little bit, yeah. I could feel his energy and I could feel his essence there. He
Yeah.
felt like a really... He felt like he didn't come from this country. He felt more like maybe the States or around that area.
Yeah. I thought this country to start with, because we were talking about farming, but then when he said about sitting on his veranda in his rocking chair, I thought that's the States, it's not here.
Yeah, he was quite a nice person, quite a nice personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very gentle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
sincere, I felt, with him.
Yeah, he just came through a very nice man. He just, like we say when we're doing this, people are drawn to the light and they just come to listen to what's coming through from that side and from us as well. And they pick up on the conversation and all of the bits, you know, I've been talking about today about nutrition and farming and everything else. He was a farmer.
I do feel like he had quite calloused hands, quite big hands as well, but quite calloused.
Yes, he would, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have with the work he did, yeah.
Yeah. Bless him.
It was lovely hearing his life story.
Yeah.
And it had a nice start, middle and end
Yeah.
to it.
Bless him.
Yeah, he talked through that, and it fitted in, didn't it, with other things that have been talked about today, which they always seem to manage to do.
And it's interesting to hear how he was listening to the conversation going on, and that's why he obviously wanted to come through and talk, so it was good, really, because you never know who's listening spirits on.
And that's the thing, we never know who's going to come through, do we?
No.
We never know who's going to come through.
I said to my guy before, when I don't know why, but today I was scared, and I don't know why. I kept feeling scared to go in there. And she said to me, "Don't be scared. Says, I'm with you, I am with you, you'll be fine, I'll look after you and I will help you, you'll be fine.
Maybe you were just a bit nervous with, or apprehensive with somebody new coming through you, I don't know.
Possibly. I kept getting tingling in this part of my hand. But, yeah.
Well, that's energy, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah. So yeah, that's gone now. That feeling, that's gone.
Good. Right. Best I shift my bum and get in there myself then.
Yes, then.
Yeah, leave your glasses behind. It's not a nice shine on your glasses, is it?
Oh. Well, I think you'll look great on there with everybody with big red eyes. Should be working with the light, not that lot down there. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Fran.
It is nice to be with your group again.
Welcome.
As you have heard this afternoon from many speakers, both guides and just visitors to watch your work, you may not be aware that this room is full, because there are many souls from the spirit world that draw close each time your group gathers, because you generate so much energy and so much light, not just within this world but within the spirit realms as well. You may or may not know that as well as your guides and inspirers, you do work with higher souls within this group, with what you on the earth plane call higher masters. That is because some within the group are on a higher level of development, and they've worked many, many more lifetimes to get to the level they are. And they, in their own minds, think, I wish this was my last incarnation and I could have a rest. But that is not to be. So do not be complacent, or do not think next time you return to the spirit world it is time for a holiday. It isn't. Because as soon as you will return, you'll be preparing for your next incarnation. Although each of you will be working as guides and inspirers for those you leave behind on the earth plane. Some of you are aware that you have loved ones who help your guides to give help and support within your lives. Some will not. But that is the case, because those we hold dear on the earth plane, when they pass to spirit, they still look over us, they still love us, they still help. And that is what happens when they go to spirit. They join those who guide you. But mainly we are talking today about the messages you have received today, about the way the earth plane is going at the moment, which in your own minds is of concern, and it is of concern to spirit as well. We worked for many, many thousands of years, if not millions of years, to bring light into this world, to bring guidance to mankind and help mankind find its way back to a life of spiritual understanding and working with spirit as it has in the past. But mankind as a race, with its free will, has chosen to turn its back on spirit and on spiritual science and work purely with material science, which is fine in some ways, but as you have talked about in your discussions, your modern technology as being used more effectively by the dark energies around this world than they are by the energies of light. So that is part of your charge as you go forward in this life. You are linking with spirit and working closely with spirit and working with the higher beings. You will also, as you go forward, find yourselves being drawn, or having drawn to you, I should say, those in the spirit world who have a scientific background, who will help those working with the light in this world to use that technology as effectively as the powers of darkness appear to be at the moment. That is probably a strong statement, but you understand what we mean. That technology is being used in very negative ways in a lot of cases. But each of you know this. You all have your own experience. You all have your own knowledge of those in this world being influenced through the use of technology, and in many cases being influenced negatively. But things will change. We have always said that as this world goes forward, as that new energy comes into this world as it is at the moment, that energy is coming to bring light into this world. But as you all know, the more light there is, the more darkness appears to try and oppose the light, to maintain balance. And that is fine. But we believe that in this world that light should be brought around mankind. The darkness needs to be kept in balance, yes, but the darkness can be moved to where it is not influencing the minds of men, not influencing those of a higher, more evolved soul, and influencing their future development on their spiritual pathway. That darkness is there, and it has to be there, but it also needs to be kept in check, to maintain that balance between light and darkness, the yin and the yang, as you say in this world. As you go forward, you will have more coming to work with you. You will have more guides, you will have more inspirers. But as you had today, you will have more coming through with energy, with upliftment, and with humour, to tell you about their own lives at the time they walk the earth, to come through, in some cases, with the anger they still carry for hundreds of your years about what happened in their lifetimes. Those things are all natural, and all of those things are there. But the main one is that anger is there about what happened in a previous incarnation. There is nothing within that anger looking for revenge against those who walked the earth then, or those who walk the earth now. So all of that work is being brought to try and counteract where that darkness is in this world. We know that there are parts of this world at the moment where whole countries are still working within darkness, where countries are what you call brainwashed and do not know the truth of what is happening in their country and neighbouring countries. They do not know of murder or genocide or abuse. Many countries, obviously in Eastern Europe, but also in Africa and other parts of the world, are still suffering from being controlled by those in this world who are working with darkness and have dark thoughts and looking for control. All of those places we are bringing beams of light to bear to try and change things. Your help is always given and always appreciated. We know you send healing to these places, and every healing thought that goes out helps to contribute. We know sometimes when you send healing thoughts to places like Ukraine, I believe it is called in your world, you feel sometimes that those thoughts are wasted. They are not. That energy is all being put to good use. That energy, that power, that love that you send to the world, all of it helps. So all we ask is that you please continue to do the work you can to the best of your ability. Try not to be upset when energies change around you as guides come in, as they will. Because new people will be coming, new powers will be given to you, each of you, as you go forward and as you develop. And those powers will be given to give you greater understanding, but also allow you to work directly with those of higher energy within the spirit realms. And when you are working in and with those great souls and those greater energies, you will understand the purpose of your development, your whole being, and all of the hard work that you go through. There is a purpose to it, there is a need for it, and it is highly appreciated, the amount of commitment that you make to working with the spirit world. We thank all of you for your work, and we ask as you go forward to keep that faith, because however dark this earth looks, that light is increasing, and your work is helping to increase it. Bless you all, and thank you for listening.
Bless you.
No idea.
Very interesting. Touched on something that's going on with me right now with spiritual work and what have you, and I found that really, I thought, oh my God, it's like he's almost talking to me about that, but obviously not, you know, talking to everybody, but...
They probably were, yes.
Yeah, well I'm struggling at the minute because I've got a guide change, and it's the blending,
Yeah.
and so I'm working totally different, and I don't like the way I'm working. It's all up in the air to me.
Yes.
You know, so I know you get stepped up, and I know that, and I know you plateau, and I've done that in the past and what have you, but it's kind of like come as a bolt out of the blue, this one. It was working perfectly fine, perfectly okay, and then bam, they took it away and changed it. So yeah, and Caroline linked in with my guide on, because I normally know who my guides are. I normally either see them or they'll give me a calling card, so I always know they're there, but I've been getting nothing, and I've just had to trust. And that's a big word for me. Trust that your guides are there, trust they're going to be there.
And me.
So I've had to just trust.
Yeah.
And it's been like that for a few weeks now. And like I said, they've changed the way I work. But she linked in on Tuesday. Caroline linked into my guides, and they told me I've got to be patient. And apparently the guide that I have coming in, that's now starting to work with me, he's been taught as well by my old guide to set me up. But he's also being taught as well. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's a bit of a mess, a bit of a jumble at the moment.
Do we need the camera still running? Time to turn it off?
Yeah, turn it off.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Let's see if we
edit
can
that bit
film
out.
back.
Yeah, edit all that out.
So is it like healing work?
No, spiritual work.
It's like mediumship
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.